What's up, everybody, and welcome to AKTrid / Stardom Studios / whatever the hell I'm calling my YouTube channel now. Yeah, so I am currently, I currently have kind of branded what I'm doing. Instead of AKTrid, my quote-unquote company, my banner I'm doing my production under is called Stardom Studios. I do have a website now, starroomstudios.com. There you can look at pictures, you can look at, well, you could read about a short film I made because I haven't posted it because it's really bad. But besides that, there's also links to different shirts and stuff like that, and my Instagram, and so on and so forth. But yeah, so there's that. And I just posted a new video where it was Nate reacting to The Shining. I finally got that up and made. The file for a while was lost, and then I was able to salvage it, but not the video, so it's just the audio file. But it's the audio file over that as we're watching it. I haven't cut the two parts together, so it's the whole movie yet, which at some point I'll do, because for some reason the Halloween one has a bunch. I don't know. I'll probably cut that together at some point or another to upload it. But anyways, besides that, today I'm here to talk about a movie I just finished watching for the second time that is an all-time classic, and that is Chinatown with Jack Nicholson. So Chinatown is the story of Jake Geddes, who is a private investigator who gets hired by a person pretending to be a wife of the water engineer and inspector and stuff like that. And so anyway, spoilers. You've been warned. So this story tells the tale of like mystery, intrigue, thriller, all this sort of stuff that comes to a massive climax in the titular city of Chinatown in Los Angeles. Excuse me. So Chinatown is... I watched the movie for the second time today, and I again was blown away by it, because a lot of the stuff I'm like remembering but not remembering it happening. I'm like, what was that? And I'm like, oh, that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. And I'm like, wait, wasn't that? And like, honestly, it's a great watch a second time around too. If you wait a while and like you don't really remember what happened, it's an excellent movie to watch. We should be in business now. Yeah, so I watched the movie for the second time. Again, blown away by it. It's such a good movie, and the pace and plotting and everything and blah 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 blah, all that good stuff that you've always heard over and over again. But what I really want to talk about again was the ending, and how watching it for the second time I again fell in love with that ending and how brilliant it is. So the way the movie ends is, if you've watched this video, hopefully you've seen the ending. But they go to Chinatown. Jake's with no, I don't remember the dude's name, with Mrs. Mulray's father, and his associates are handcuffed by the cops. He then gets handcuffed. He then gets handcuffed to a wheel well, or almost does, and Mrs. Mulray's father stops her and her daughter / sister, which is really weird. Anyways, so they stop her, and she's like, get away, pulls a gun on him, starts driving away. The lieutenant goes to pull the gun, tries to shoot it, is unable to, because Jake Geddes slaps it out of, or fights him for it. And the other guy shoots, and then we hear one of this beat is just such an amazing beat, and like they use it in GTA 5 all the time, where like the person gets shot and then all you hear is the horn, where it's the person hit the horn and it's just going. And then they run to the car and they see that she's been shot, and then the daughter is taken away, or the daughter's taken away by the father, and Jake is just awestruck, and he's perplexed at how this happened, and they get away with it, and the ambulance shows up, and the lieutenant, or not the lieutenant, the his one associate says one of the most famous closing lines in movies anywhere.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
They walk away, the camera goes out, and then we fade to black. And this ending is just such an amazing one because of the story and kind of the theme or message or meaning behind the movie. Because in the movie, at the very end, what we're shown, which wouldn't work nearly as well as if the movie was made not told from Jake's perspective and we weren't following him. If it was made by following any other character, it wouldn't be as good as it is. Because by following him, we are introduced to little pieces over and over and over again, and like it's hinted, and there's lots of foreshadowing. And as the story unfolds with the pacing and everything like that, we eventually it gets revealed what the story is, and that's that the rich are trying to exploit the poor and the people of Los Angeles by buying land and building a dam to send the water out into the country, away from the people that would be funding it. So in this whole story of, I guess, the evil real estate or whatever you want to call it, in that story, we see Jake realize that the rich can do whatever they want. We even see this by, it's blatantly stated, the whole theme of the movie at the very end, right before everything goes to hell, when they first show up, and he goes, he's rich, and then they're like, book him, and then they handcuff him, and the one guy's like, yes, I am rich, and this gets and then this theme, which we're only privy to in the last 10-15 minutes of the movie, is just there so naturally that we see it, and it's not the thing is, it is they blatantly say what the theme is of the movie basically at the very end, but we don't know it for majority of the movie, which makes it even more enthralling that this is what the movie is about, where it's about how the rich are able to, it's about how the rich rule pretty much everything because they have money and they get away with it, and they can use their pawns, and just everything falls apart. That's why Jake gets handcuffed and Miss Mulwry's father does not, and that's why he's able to get away with the daughter after Mrs. Mulwry is shot by one of the police officers. And we see Jack at Jack Nicholson, Jake Geddes, whatever the hell you want to call him, we see him dejected because he knows it's true that he's going to get away with it, because there's no way that he can't, because he is rich and he does have the money to, his daughter says, he owns the cops and stuff like that, so he's able to get away with it and get what he wants because he is rich, and he has no scratches on him, where the rest of this group of people fall apart, where his daughter is dead, she is shot in the head. Jake Geddes, who fell in love with her and was getting paid by her to help get them out of town, was trying to do good by them. The woman he quote unquote fell in love with, or whatever you want to call it, she's now dead, so he has this anguish put on him by that happening. The cops won't listen to him because he's a private investigator, and they keep saying that he's the one who's kind of doing things wrong and stuff like that. But it turns out he's the one that's in the right all along, which we know, but the police officers don't. And we see his dejected look at the police officers because they didn't listen to him, even though he was the one doing good, but he wasn't the one with the money that you think would be the reliable one, because they have all that money. But with the villain being underhanded, he's able to have the whole story wrapped around his finger, and he controls everything that happens. Everything that happens is because of him. It's the same thing with your normal mob movies and stuff like that. The only reason I'm saying this is because I recently watched The Irishman. with De Niro and Pesci and Pacino. Which long movie. I recommend it. I gotta watch it again. I thought about going to, because there's a theater around here showing it. I thought about going again, but I don't necessarily want to sit right now. Again, 3.5 hours. Plus, Marriage Story is just going to be in theaters, which I really want to see. I've wanted to see that for a while. Excuse me, because that movie looks just gorgeous and like brilliant. And, whew. Anyways, back on topic. Yeah, so I love the way Chinatown gets its like theme across, because it's so understated in the last little chunk of it, because it's this detective noir thriller for an hour and 40 minutes, and then the last 20 or so we're exposed to what's really going on and actually get what this movie's all about, where it's about the corruption of power and the corruption of money, and how the people on top, all they do is destroy the people's lives below them because they can afford it, and it doesn't hurt them at all. And that's what we see even within Miss Mallory's father's, even within his own family. He's able to do that because he is wealthy. He is able to do all this stuff because he rapes his daughter, and when she's 15, and gets away with it, and then he does this all again. So there's so much more that we don't even know as a viewer that could have happened with him, that we just don't see. Some of it is explained to us, but we don't see everything that happens, which I think is really an amazing way of storytelling. And why, like, even though this is only my second time viewing the movie, like I said earlier on, I love this movie. It's great. It's fantastic. Jack Nicholson, again, a brilliant performance. I was watching the movie and I'm like, I wish like I could get that era Jack Nicholson for this movie I've written. Also, like, Departed era DiCaprio would be like great for the role I want too. But anyways, dream casting aside, like, the performance Jack Nicholson gives in this movie is awesome. I think it's John Hurt. I looked it up. Now I can't remember if it's John Hurt or not. But I think it's John Hurt. His performance is awesome. The whole like cast is awesome. There was like one line delivery where I'm like, that's kind of weird. But this movie's like really great. And like another thing I noticed about it too is the lighting's like, it's not your normal lighting, because like some of it's like half lighting, like noir lighting, where it's very kind of different to like your normal Hollywood movie where everything's lit, like me. See. Now I'm from Chinatown. Now I'm in a movie. We're gonna nope. That I can work with. Okay. Peek behind the curtain there. So yeah, that was. I just wanted to talk about the end of Chinatown because I really enjoyed it and just wanted to talk about it, and it was like. So anyways, that's been that. Please go check out StarRoomStudios.com. Go to my store. I have I have a logo shirt, and then I have the blue logo, which is my main logo with the different colors and stuff like that, which is really, I love that logo. But there's like tons of different stuff on there. There's anything you imagine. It's TeePublic store, so like if anybody's familiar, like, yeah, that's where I got pretty much most of my stickers from. TeePublic. Not sponsored though. I just really like kind of what they do. So yeah, that's been my talk about Chinatown. Subscribe down below. Follow me on Instagram at StarRoom Studios, at HowardAK88, StarRoomStudios.com again. Check out my video I made, or the old video I made a long time ago that I finally edited and have up on YouTube, because it's hysterical of my brother reacting to the ending of The Shining. Because he didn't know what the hell was going on. He's like, oh my god, and someday maybe the whole thing will be on there. But anyways, that's been it for today. Until next time, adios.